So putting a bid in on one Botafogo player isn't enough for Marinakis. We've only gone and submitted another offer on another player. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we'll give you the latest updates on Igor Jesus and where everything is with him. We'll talk to you about a second player from Botafogo that Forest have put a bid in for, and we'll talk to you about a third player from Botafogo that Forest are interested in. So if you haven't already, please don't forget, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And don't forget, if you want quick, snappy updates, just headlines where you don't have to hear my annoying voice, make sure you're in the WhatsApp group. Scan that QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments, and that will just give you the headline updates on everything Forest in your update section on WhatsApp. So let's get into the video, and let's start with Igor Jesus. Now, this guy, I feel, just doesn't want to come to Forest. We told you about the deal, and that is pretty much in almost principle agreed, minus a few things needing to be ironed out between the clubs. But when it comes to him, he's holding out, and in my opinion, he's holding out for a bid from an Italian giant club. And we believe, from what we've seen, that that club is going to be Roma. Now, the expectation is that Roma are going to put a bid in for Jesus in the next few days. And that's kind of what he's holding out for. They'll almost know what they need to bid because obviously Forest have put a bid and it's pretty much been accepted for him. And then he's going to make a decision. But the decision still won't change his decision time, if that makes sense. And there are conflicting reports on this now. There is talks that it could be after the Club World Cup, but there's even talks that he wants to see out the rest of the Brazilian season, and then we have another Scarpa situation on our hands where he doesn't join till that ends, so probably in the next transfer window, which would be January. I just don't know who this guy thinks he is. I'll be honest with you, right? I don't think his goal return has been good. He's been better this season than previous seasons. I just think his ego is a little too big at the moment for the quality of football that he is producing. And for that to then reflect into the Premier League is still a chance and a risk for Forest. I'm always honest with you guys. I'm kind of going off this one. It's like, why do we need to put out the beggar bowl for him to come out? If he's going to hold out for Roma, then just go to Roma, man. I'm not convinced he is that good, and I'm starting to lose a little patience with him, even though this has only been going on for the last 24 hours. We know, as we've been telling you, it's since been January, and he rejected Forest back then as well. Also, you have to question Forest's approach here. Like, I know it's illegal technically to do, but you always see transfers where they speak to the player first, get the player's green light, and then go and negotiate with the club. And Forest seem to be doing things like, by the book, negotiating with the club first, getting their permission, agreeing a fee, and then speaking to the players. Forest, screw the rules, man. Everyone else is doing it. You go out and do it. So that's the update on him. I think we'll get more clarity as we get towards the Club World Cup. And let's see if this Roma bid comes in, or it could be another Italian club, but I believe it's going to be Roma because they're the ones showing the most interest in him. So how are you feeling about Igor Jesus? Have you guys done your research on him? Do you agree with my stance? I know a decent amount of you in the comments are saying quality player, this kind of player we're going for. I get that. I just still have my doubts. But let me know your thoughts on him down below. And let's move on to the next Botafogo player. Okay, so let's move on and talk about the defender, the centre-back that Forest have put in a bid for, and that is Jair. Jair is a 6'6" giant, very strong, a good ball carrier, good in possession as well, but lacks a lot of experience. He's only made a handful of appearances for Botafogo. Now, what's interesting about him, he's come through the Santos Academy, which you guys surely all know now because we've done videos on it, Marinakis pretty much owns. He's gone over to Botafogo, and as I said, just played a handful of games, and now Forest are scouting him. Yes, this is sounding familiar. It's sounding like a 6'6" version of a certain other Brazilian centre-back that Forest have in Murillo. So games-wise, for Botafogo, he has played 10 games. That's it, 10 games. No goals or anything like that. Obviously, he's a centre-back. Now, I would have said, if you asked me about his weaknesses, the weaknesses for me were that he hasn't played many senior games. However, I think he's done a fantastic job in those handful of games he's done. Now, am I being a bit too Murillo, clouded in my judgment on him? Maybe. He's more so a right-sided centre-back for me than a left-sided one, right-footed player as well. But he just looks like he has that air of confidence that you saw in Murillo when Murillo came over to Forest and almost demanded that he gets played in the first team because he was that good. But in terms of the offer, this is in conjunction kind of with what's going on with Igor Jesus. So Forest have put a separate bid in. This is undisclosed. But what we do know is that Botafogo paid Santos about 12 million euros for the centre-back. So it's believed that this offer is in excess of that. So I would guess probably 15, something like that. So in pounds, you're looking at roughly the same price that we paid for Murillo. Now, they would be quite reluctant to sell him because of the way he's kind of already impacted quickly on the team, and is one they probably were looking to develop themselves and think maybe in a year or two's time they could demand 2 times, 3 times the valuation of him. But the temptation will be there as the money is on the table and on the desk for them. So that one is now being considered by them. I am up for this one. I think this guy could be a hell of a future acquisition for Forest. Whether or not he would come directly to Forest is another question. He could end up somewhere in the Marinakis group, maybe Olympiacos, Real IA, or wherever. But it's one that Forest should get because I do see a lot of potential in him. And look, as much as I'm joking about the Murillo side of it, he does feel like he's on that path and that trajectory. He doesn't play like Murillo. Don't get those two things mixed up. But he is that kind of profile, if that makes sense, in terms of his progression. So what do you guys think on this one? Do you think Forest should be fishing in this Brazilian market, picking up these little gems here and there? Or do you think we need to go for some more big name signings? Let me know. And let's move on and talk about the third player from Botafogo that's linked to Forest. Cuiabano, the 22-year-old fullback on the left side, this is, who is an excellent young left back. And you guys know me, man, Brazilian left back, I just start thinking about Lodi, but this guy's a completely different profile to Lodi. He's probably one of the best emerging talents, I think, in the Brazilian league. And he is very strong on the ball, defensively very good. Obviously, this is in kind of perspective even of it being in the Brazilian league, not in the Premier League, because we can't judge him on that. In terms of the games he's played for them, he's already played 37 games. He's scored 5 goals as well. Now, he does come with his flaws. For me, he still needs to work and develop his passing and his crossing, especially in the attacking third of the pitch, if he's coming out kind of on the overlap. And the talks are that Forest are keen on this one. Now, he might not necessarily be a Forest signing. This could be where we see the whole Marinakis group thing come into play. Now, there's been no official bids or anything like that. This isn't advanced in the way we've seen with Igor Jesus. But this is one that Forest, while they're in the shop, they're going to have a little poke around, have a look at a few of the products and, ask how much. Now, what's interesting about this is Brighton had a bid for him in January. It was rejected. They actually bid twice on him, both times for 5 million euros, but they did a +2 and a +3 on each of their rejected offers. So in total, 7-8 million euros, sorry. Now, in terms of what it would cost to get him out, I could see it being a max of about 10 million euros, 8 million pounds, something like that. This isn't a big kind of overlay for Forest to do, if indeed it was Forest that he was going to be linked to, because he could end up at Olympiacos, Real Avi, or one of the millions of clubs that Marinakis is looking to put together. But I like this kid, and I think this is one that Forest should get, or the Marinakis group should get, and put under their kind of umbrella, because I can see good potential and good things for him. And that's the 3 players linked with Forest and Botafogo. If any Botafogo fans are watching, I'm sorry, man, but this is kind of what we do. We just buy who we want, really. So, guys, get your thoughts in on those 3 players. 2 with bids in, 1 potentially Forest is scouting, and who knows, we'll probably chuck in some more money in that pot as well. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new here. Make sure you're on our WhatsApp group for those quick fire Forest updates. Scan the QR code or click on the link down below. And if you want the full backstory to the Igor Jesus video and you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave it on the end screen for you. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.